The hardest time in life is between 70 and 75. Here are the 5 reasons why life's journey often unfolds with unexpected chapters, and for many, a particularly challenging yet profoundly transformative period emerges precisely between the ages of 70 and 75. While one might currently possess unwavering confidence in their physical prowess, diligently monitoring their diet and maintaining a rigorous fitness regimen, perhaps believing that the specter of frailty will never touch them, this crucial message speaks directly to that very mindset. What is about to be unveiled possesses the potent capacity to serve as a pivotal turning point, profoundly influencing the trajectory of one's future existence. Far from being a gentle descent into post-retirement tranquility, this specific 5-year window often crystallizes into the most arduous stage of life, preceding even the later years of deep old age. It is within these few years, between the turn of 70 and the approach of 75, that an alarming number of individuals begin to experience an accelerating erosion of their physical vitality, a quiet diminishment of their peace of mind, and even a disconcerting fraying of their fundamental connection to the vibrant world around them. This process can feel akin to an abrupt, uncontrolled plunge down a precipitously steep hillside, catching many unawares. What is most startling and often deeply unsettling is the observation that those who frequently endure the most profound and damaging impacts are precisely the serious, disciplined individuals who have, for decades, conscientiously prioritized and diligently worked to safeguard their health. This perplexing paradox begs the question: why does someone who exudes such vitality and engagement suddenly appear to age with bewildering speed, becoming increasingly isolated and vulnerable shortly after celebrating their 70th birthday? Underlying this widespread phenomenon is a deeply disquieting and often concealed pattern woven into the fabric of modern life, a reality I refer to as the cliff at 75. Today's discussion is dedicated to meticulously dissecting this late-life truth, a reality that has resonated deeply with over 340,000 individuals worldwide, and, crucially, to sharing the ultimate survival strategies designed to empower you to navigate and successfully clear this figurative cliff, thereby preserving your radiant smile, your inherent dignity, and your authentic self fully intact. By committing to this exploration until its conclusion, you will acquire specific, actionable insights into transforming the 5 primary forms of despair that commonly await in one's 70s into tangible and powerful sources of enduring hope. This is not merely another piece of advice. It is the kind of transformative wisdom that, in 10 or 20 years from now, will evoke a profound sense of gratitude, prompting you to reflect, "I am profoundly glad I absorbed that message precisely when I did." This platform is committed to consistently delivering practical guidance and evidence-based healthy aging tips tailored specifically for adults over 60, and therefore, I sincerely encourage you to subscribe immediately and activate notifications, ensuring you never miss the invaluable insights that are yet to come. The foremost and arguably most immediate challenge confronting individuals in their 70s is what we term accelerated frailty. The term frailty, while perhaps not commonly discussed in everyday conversation, succinctly describes that perilous and often rapidly advancing intermediate state existing precariously between robust health and the critical need for constant daily care. After the age of 70, the rate at which muscle mass diminishes undergoes an alarming acceleration, far exceeding what most of us could ever truly anticipate or imagine. A routine stroll to the neighborhood grocery store, an effortlessly simple task just yesterday, can awaken one morning to feel as impossibly distant and grueling as the arduous ascent of a demanding mountain trail in the rugged terrains of Colorado. This sudden disorienting shift is precisely what renders frailty such a profoundly frightening prospect? Consider the poignant experience of Richard, a 72-year-old man whose story vividly illustrates this point. Throughout his illustrious professional career, Richard excelled as a high-performing sales executive, and even well into his retirement, he maintained a commendable discipline, never faltering in his commitment to achieve his daily 10,000 steps. He genuinely prided himself on feeling and indeed presenting himself as significantly younger and more robust than many of his peers. However, a seemingly innocuous incident at the age of 73 shattered this self-perception. One ordinary day, he found himself utterly unable to open a jar of jam from his kitchen shelf. His hand, once strong and capable, simply refused to grip properly, and a sharp, unexpected sting shot through his wrist. Ultimately, with a heavy heart, he was compelled to ask his wife, "Can you please open this for me?" Richard later recounted that in that very moment, a wave of profound despair, unlike anything he had ever encountered, washed over him. This was not merely a superficial matter of declining grip strength, it was the poignant realization that physical muscle loss had begun its insidious work, metaphorically cutting away at the very muscles of confidence that had sustained his heart and mind for decades. Once an individual begins to harbor the thought, "I am truly done now," a natural hesitation sets in before venturing outside, leading to a reduction in activity. And when the habit of regular walking ceases, their legs invariably grow weaker still, simultaneously escalating the inherent risk of debilitating falls. The most effective and concrete strategy to decisively break this insidious, self-perpetuating cycle is not found in the extravagant expense of countless supplements, but rather in a simple, deeply impactful exercise. What I earnestly urge you to incorporate into your daily routine, starting today, is a brief, focused toe exercise that demands only 30 seconds of your time. While comfortably seated in a chair, utilize your toes to meticulously pull a towel towards you. This seemingly minute towel grab movement plays a crucial role in meticulously restoring your fundamental ability to press firmly and confidently into the ground. And in doing so, it can dramatically mitigate the pervasive fear of falling. That grounding sensation of firmly gripping the earth with your own feet, coupled with the reassuring knowledge that your body still responds obediently to your conscious command, represents the foundational and most essential weapon you possess to successfully navigate and overcome the metaphorical cliff that so many individuals inevitably encounter in their 70s. The second profound challenge is best described as social death, a phrase that, while undoubtedly harsh, accurately conveys the gravity of the experience. For many men, particularly within that vulnerable age bracket of 70 to 75, the profound loss of their established social and professional role often inflicts a deeper wound than physical illness itself. Throughout the vibrant years of their working life, an individual may have occupied a respected position as a senior manager, a pivotal team leader, or an indispensable expert, with numerous colleagues and subordinates relying implicitly on their guidance and decisions every single day. Yet, the moment full retirement is embraced after 70, that business card, once carried with such palpable pride and representing a lifetime of achievement, can abruptly feel like nothing more than an irrelevant scrap of paper. One awakens in the morning with a disconcerting absence of obligations, no pressing appointments, no incoming calls demanding attention, and no urgent emails awaiting a carefully crafted reply. This insidious sense of no longer being actively needed or valued by society can silently yet powerfully erode one's fundamental sense of purpose and identity. Moreover, this particular brand of chronic loneliness inflicts tangible and significant damage upon the intricate architecture of the brain. Extensive research, frequently cited by prestigious institutions such as Harvard Medical School, unequivocally indicates that the detrimental health impact of persistent loneliness can be shockingly comparable to the physiological stress induced by smoking a staggering 15 cigarettes daily. While many individuals instinctively turn to brain games or puzzle books in an effort to maintain cognitive sharpness, there exists a far more potent and effective stimulus. What truly ignites and activates the brain's complex neural networks is the richness of real, living conversation with another human being. A seemingly mundane exchange, such as observing, "It's a truly beautiful day today," or offering a genuine compliment like, or chose, "That's a fantastic looking jacket," can instantaneously stimulate multiple interconnected regions of the brain. In fact, engaging in shared laughter with another person for merely 5 minutes can prove significantly more efficacious in preventing cognitive decline than dedicating a full hour to solitary mental exercises. Thus, learning to unequivocally value oneself, independent of a professional title or a societal position, emerges as the second utterly essential survival strategy. The specific context of this new engagement is inconsequential, whether it manifests as joining a local volunteer group in a quaint Ohio town or participating in a casual hobby club nestled in sunny California. What truly paramount is the proactive endeavor to discover and cultivate a space where one can contribute meaningfully, not as a former executive defined by past accomplishments, but simply as a human being who still possesses invaluable insights, experiences, and a genuine desire to give. The third significant cause of distress in the 70-75 age bracket is the quiet, yet profoundly impactful, disappearance of cherished friendships. As one navigates the terrain of their 70s, it becomes an undeniable and increasingly frequent reality that the poignant experience of saying goodbye begins to occur with disheartening regularity within one's social orbit. A dear friend with whom you might have recently enjoyed a round of golf in sun-drenched Florida could suddenly find themselves hospitalized, their health taking an unexpected turn. Similarly, a close companion with whom you shared weekly coffee rituals and heartfelt conversations might unexpectedly pass away, leaving an aching void. The casual "see you next week," once a routine and comforting expectation, can, without any prior warning, transform into a definitive and final farewell. This pervasive sense of loss is undoubtedly one of the principal reasons why the 70s are so frequently characterized as the most emotionally challenging and often isolating stage of human life. As your once expansive social circle inevitably begins to constrict, your personal world can paradoxically start to feel smaller, more circumscribed, and increasingly isolated. However, it is absolutely imperative to recognize that this shrinking circumference is emphatically not the moment to succumb to resignation or despair. The profound and widely embraced solution, a strategy that has resonated deeply with more than 340,000 individuals, does not necessitate the arduous task of attempting to replace every lost friend with new, deeply committed relationships from scratch. At this particular juncture of life, the energy required to forge entirely new, profound bonds can feel overwhelmingly exhausting. Instead, what is truly needed and remarkably effective are wider, lighter, and more relaxed social connections. It is entirely sufficient to simply offer a friendly greeting to familiar faces encountered in daily life, to exchange a few pleasant words with the cashier at your neighborhood supermarket, or to offer a warm nod of acknowledgement to someone you regularly see during your errands. Cultivating at least 3 of these loose communities, spaces where you are recognized and subtly connected, represents one of the most potent and accessible ways to safeguard yourself against the insidious dangers of deep isolation. This might involve becoming a cherished regular at a local coffee shop in bustling Seattle, actively joining a morning group exercise class in a public park in expansive Texas, or simply recognizing and being recognized by familiar faces during your visits to the local library. That quiet, reassuring sense that someone notices your presence, that you are indeed seen, and that you belong, however subtly, somewhere, inherently fosters a profound feeling of safety and belonging. This gentle feeling of of being watched over, of being part of a larger human tapestry, transforms into a kind of invisible therapeutic medicine capable of significantly easing the pervasive anxiety and underlying loneliness that so many individuals tacitly carry throughout their 70s. Continuing our exploration, the fourth significant cause contributing to the challenges of this critical age bracket is the often overlooked yet stark reality of the limit of caregiving. This is a topic many would instinctively prefer to sidestep, preferring to avoid its uncomfortable implications, but it demands our honest and direct confrontation. Precisely between the pivotal ages of 70 and 75, not only does one's own personal health trajectory often begin to undergo noticeable shifts and changes, but this period also frequently marks the onset of intensive caregiving responsibilities for a beloved partner. This specific dynamic is widely recognized and extensively studied as elder-to-elder caregiving, a unique and often profoundly taxing situation. Many deeply devoted spouses, driven by an unwavering sense of love and loyalty, firmly believe that they should never, under any circumstances, entrust the care of their loved one to another individual, holding the conviction that true unconditional love demands shouldering every aspect of the burden entirely alone, right up until the very end. Countless sincere, responsible, and loving individuals bravely shoulder this monumental responsibility by themselves, often silently, bearing the immense physical and emotional weight. However, it is imperative to state this clearly and unequivocally. This noble belief, as commendable and selfless as it sounds in principle, can, paradoxically, steer both the caregiver and the cared for toward the most devastating and potentially catastrophic outcomes imaginable. Just as Daniel, a man dedicated to his spouse, unexpectedly slipped on treacherous, icy bathroom tiles during a harsh Chicago winter and sustained a severe back injury, the breaking point in such intense caregiving situations often materializes suddenly and without the slightest warning, leaving both parties in an even more vulnerable state. The truly powerful solution here, while deceptively simple in its formulation, is profoundly impactful in its application. Right now, I urge you to take out your smartphone and immediately save a critical phrase: Area Agency on Aging. These vital organizations are strategically established and operate across the entire United States, serving as trusted consultation centers specifically designed to provide comprehensive support and invaluable resources to older adults and their families. Even if you do not yet foresee the immediate need for full-time professional care, merely initiating a conversation by expressing, "I've been feeling a little concerned lately about future care needs," is a sufficiently powerful first step. The act of strategically relying on seasoned professionals is absolutely not a betrayal of your familial bonds or an indication of insufficient love. Quite the contrary. In fact, learning how to effectively access and utilize professional support systems represents one of the most crucial and discerning forms of wisdom available in contemporary life. Asking for necessary assistance should never be misconstrued as a sign of weakness or a source of shame. Rather, it stands as one of the strongest, most proactive, and most self-aware strategies you possess to genuinely protect and ensure the well-being of the person you cherish most deeply. Finally, the fifth and increasingly pervasive cause of vulnerability in this critical life stage is digital isolation. In our rapidly evolving modern world, an overwhelming majority of essential information, critical services, and, perhaps most significantly, the myriad ways we maintain connection with other human beings reside almost entirely within the digital realm of the internet and our ubiquitous smartphones. Government services, vital health updates, money-saving offers, appointment reminders, and indeed the very fabric of social interaction are increasingly mediated through these digital platforms. One might understandably feel that their trusty old flip phone remains perfectly adequate for their needs, or perhaps that smartphones are excessively complicated, intimidating, and simply not worth the perceived trouble of learning. However, this understandable resistance, while born of comfort and habit, can quietly and insidiously trap individuals outside the dynamic, ever-flowing current of information that keeps contemporary society moving forward. When a significant natural disaster, such as a devastating wildfire or an earthquake, suddenly strikes in a place like California, or when one's personal health unexpectedly takes a serious turn, possessing the fundamental ability to effectively use a smartphone transcends mere convenience. It swiftly transforms into an indispensable skill that can directly impact one's immediate safety, access to critical resources, and even one's fundamental survival. But here lies the truly encouraging news. You are absolutely not required to master every complex feature, nor are you expected to become a technological expert overnight. You only need to diligently practice two remarkably simple yet incredibly empowering actions. The first is the straightforward act of sending photographs through a messaging application, and the second is the liberating use of voice input. If the traditional act of typing on a small screen feels frustrating or cumbersome, simply speak directly to your phone. You can effortlessly articulate, "The weather is absolutely beautiful today, so I decided to enjoy a refreshing walk." And then, with a simple tap, send a captivating photo of a beautiful flower you encountered along the sidewalk to your son or daughter. This single, seemingly small action holds the profound power to instantly reconnect you to your cherished family, pulling you decisively out of the isolating clutches of loneliness. A smartphone, therefore, is far more than a mere toy or a device solely for entertainment. It is an indispensable lifeline, a vital conduit that keeps you intimately connected to the broader world, to your beloved family and friends, and to the essential support systems you may one day undeniably require. Having meticulously navigated through these 5 major causes that collectively challenge countless individuals in their 70s, alongside their practical and empowering solutions, it is acknowledged that some of these topics may have felt heavy or even daunting. However, the sheer act of comprehending and internalizing these realities possesses an inherent power to transform your future in a profoundly meaningful way. Now, let me succinctly synthesize all of these critical insights into a simple, actionable 3-step checklist, a powerful tool you can immediately begin utilizing today to confidently move past that daunting metaphorical cliff. Firstly, dedicate a mere 30 seconds every single day to consciously moving your toes. This seemingly minor yet consistently applied habit meticulously builds the crucial physical foundation that vigorously protects and sustains your invaluable ability to live independently and with self-assurance. Secondly, conscientiously practice the vital act of asking for help. The specific identity of the person you reach out to is ultimately inconsequential, whether it be a trusted neighbor, a seasoned professional, or even a willing young person. The essence lies in the act itself. Sharing even a small concern with someone, allowing yourself the vulnerability and strength to lean on others, is the courageous act that will decisively pull you out of the debilitating grip of isolation. Thirdly, cultivate the enriching habit of venturing somewhere entirely new at least once a week. This could involve visiting a charming cafe you have never tried before in a vibrant town like Austin, Texas, embarking on an exploratory walk through a public park you have never previously explored, or simply stepping into any new environment that offers your mind a fresh perspective and a stimulating change of scenery. New environments consistently spark new, invigorating energy within your brain, actively nurturing and keeping your vital sense of life and curiosity vividly alive. The years spanning between 70 and 75 may indeed feel like the most formidable barrier or insurmountable obstacle you will ever encounter in life. However, by adopting an alternative and more empowering perspective, this period also represents the absolutely perfect moment to consciously shed outdated beliefs, release lingering inhibitions, and boldly step into a revitalized, authentic new version of yourself. Many individuals over the age of 75 who who unequivocally declare themselves to be happier and more fulfilled than ever before, have mastered one crucial life lesson exceptionally well. They have learned, with profound grace and unwavering confidence, how to genuinely rely on others. In this intricate and deeply personal journey of aging, it is vital to remember that you are unequivocally not alone. On this dedicated channel, we are committed to continually sharing thoughtful guidance and practical wisdom designed to holistically support both your physical health and your serene peace of mind. If today's shared message can illuminate even a small guiding light that helps to steer your path over the next 10 pivotal years, that singular impact would signify everything to us. Should you have traversed a similar path, grappled with comparable concerns, or wish to share your invaluable experiences, please do not hesitate to leave a comment below. Your heartfelt words possess the profound potential to become a beacon of invaluable support and shared understanding for someone else who is currently navigating the exact same intricate path. And if this video has provided even a modicum of assistance, inspiring you to feel ready to take that crucial first step towards a brighter tomorrow, please consider expressing your appreciation by liking the video and subscribing to our channel. Your sustained support is the lifeblood that keeps this vital work continuing and expanding. Furthermore, please activate the notification bell, ensuring you never miss the next piece of empowering wisdom that holds the power to profoundly enrich your life. I eagerly anticipate connecting with you in our next video. Until then, remember to keep your beautiful smile vibrant, remain authentically true to your deepest self, and vigilantly take meticulous care of your invaluable health every single day. Thank you so much for watching.